wrestling, recommendations, wrestling, recommendations, wrestling, recommendations, wrestling, recommendations. Wrestling, recommendations, wrestling, recommendations, wrestling, recommendations, wrestling, recommendations.
Welcome back, guys, to the second edition of Wrestling Recommendations. I am your host, Eddie Shepard, along with
the tucked in tightly in his bed, Travis Lassiter.
Ooh, where's wifey at?
She's in the other room watching Gilmore Girls.
Ooh,
she should be. I'm pretty sure that's better than AEW right now, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Well, my wifey is in bed asleep, and my son is all NyQuil'd up, and he's all like sleepwalking.
Well, my wife Lindsay is sick as well, so she is taking some nighttime medicine, so she'll probably be passed out on the couch, or I don't know, maybe she's OD'd on drugs. I don't know.
It's that weather change. At least she didn't do what British Bulldog did to Diana. So there's that.
I had a joke, but I'm not going to tell it.
We'll get to that one.
I'm not going to tell it.
What we're here to talk about tonight, though.
We're going to watch that footage.
No,
we're going to watch the footage of Bulldog and Diana.
No.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that existed.
We're here tonight because the Wheel of Names chose this match to be our next match. It's going to be Sting versus Cactus Jack in a Falls Count Anywhere on the Gulf Coast match. Travis,
our friend Fat Fuck Scott seems to be really excited about this match.
Scott,
and he posted about it.
Scott was talking about. He messaged me. He's like, "Man, I really love that match." He's like, "You don't have to make a big deal about it on the podcast, but I really love that match." So I was like, "You know what? We're going to make a big deal about it." So Scott, this is going to be one of your favorites. Travis, first time you watched this match?
Oh man, and actually, probably the first time I watched this match was on a Mick Foley DVD, and I cannot remember the name of it, but I know it had to be, after they bought the tape library, because he talked about this as one of his all-time favorite matches he has had. It was like right up there, with one of the best things he's done, with mind games, and that was of course before Randy Orton match at Backlash 03, which I think is on our Wheel of Names as well.
Backlash 04.
But 04, sorry, my bad. But yeah, that was one of the first times, like, because I know I talked about on the last pod my VHS collection. Well, Beach Blast 92 is a hard fucking tape to come by because no one was buying WCW tapes in 92, 93. But yeah, that was the first time I seen it, was on a Mankind or Mick Foley DVD.
Yeah, I think the first time I watched this, I think we talked about it last episode, was the Best of Bash at the Beach. It was on that tape.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's when they were pumping out releases through WCW. They're doing like the best of Halloween Havoc, best of, I believe, Great American Bash, best of Starrcade. That's the first time I ever saw the dog collar match between Greg Valentine and Roddy Piper was on that tape. So pretty interesting that, I brought to light some of the matches and brought to light this match. Before we kind of get rolling into some of this information, thoughts on the first episode? Got a lot of positive feedback.
I actually messaged you today, and I said it's probably one of the favorite things I feel like we've done, because I listened to it on iTunes. I didn't listen to it on Spotify, so it didn't drop till Monday maybe on iTunes. But yeah, like I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to our thoughts on the match and your twin from 1997 in the front row down there. But yeah, I got a lot of positive feedback that people we had a good flow going. I mean, we do enough podcasts together. I feel like that we have kind of our thing down, but just listening to us talk about good wrestling for a change is kind of refreshing to my ears, because most of the time it's us talking about how shitty 95 is or how much we hate Jinder Mahal. So we didn't have a whole lot of bad things to say on the last pod.
No, I think the ending of that match was a little debatable. Like they could have went a different route with it, but other than that, great fucking match. Go back and listen, guys. Bret Hart versus The Undertaker from One Night Only, from Birmingham, England in 1997. And now, guys, we're going to roll into this episode talking about Sting.
Yeah, good old Steve Borden, Mister Jeff Hall from the Wrestling Purist's favorite wrestler. He
Yes.
cares a lot about Sting.
Steve Borden, he began wrestling under the name Flash, teaming with Jim Justice Hellwig as two members of Power Team USA and All California Championship Wrestling in 1985. They would later move to Continental Wrestling and become known as the Freedom Fighters. Travis, you want to tell everyone who Jim Hellwig is or was because he's
Uh,
dead?
uh, he he becomes part of an illustrious team called the Blade Runners, which looks like the Road Warriors. You buy him Wish, and he looks like he just busted a capsule of black food color in his mouth the entire time, which comes into play later when he becomes the Ultimate Warrior and uses the black ooze down his face from Papa Shango. But before that, he was the lovely Dingo Warrior, which we're about to get a Mattel Elite from that. The
Yeah,
Legends
you're
line.
right.
They're gonna have the Dingo Warrior, and then you can, of course, take that head off and put your other one on. Uh, Mister Hellwig, who I refuse to call Warrior because he changed his name to that, wrote a shitty comic book. Um, he also tends to have a problem with same sex marriage and things of
Yeah,
that nature.
his words,
Just
not
look
my
those YouTube
words.
videos up.
His words, not my words. Queering doesn't make the world work, is what he was famously quoted saying.
Yeah, he became a pretty big bigot in the mid 2000s
And you know
with
what happens after you
YouTube
become a
videos to
bigot?
back that up.
You know what happens after you become a
You
bigot?
get
You get an award named
you
after
become
you.
you become a WWE Hall of Famer. Which everyone hated the Warrior. Like even after he died, no one really talks about how good of a guy he was. They're just like, oh, we just feel sorry for him, and he still sucked. Thanks. That's pretty much it. Like, I mean, no one really ever. His like last match was 2002, which I know we're talking about Sting here, but you got to think like he took huge breaks. 98, he sucked. I really want to watch. I want to put Hogan and Warrior from Halloween Havoc 98
Please
on our
don't.
wheel just as a gag. We're gonna have that April Fool's Day. We just pull that one out one day. But
You ruined the
he's
you
not
ruined the
good.
bit.
Sting's definitely the better of the two. It's fine. They'll forget. It's fine. But but yeah, definitely the better of the two. I would consider Sting. I don't care what Jeff says.
Yeah, the duo surfaced in the UWF, which was ran by Bill Watts, where they were known as the Blade Runners, as you said. Sting or Borden would change his name from Flash to Sting, while Hellwig became known as Rock. Hellwig would leave the promotion in mid '86, leaving Sting without a partner. Sting would go on to win the UWF Tag Team Championships twice with Eddie Gilbert. That was in 1986, and for the
Hot
third and last
stuff.
time, exactly, third and last time with Rick Steiner in '87. Fun note: it wasn't Eddie Gilbert with Missy Hyatt.
Yes, he was.
Oh, there you go.
And Brandon paid her to say good things about his penis, so we know she's lying.
Yeah, she's
Missy
selling
Howell
the
do anything
genitals.
for she'll do a lot of things for $1.
Yeah, you're right. Jim Crockett would go on to buy the UWF from Watts in '87. He would then go on to have a historic match with Ric Flair at Clash of the Champions 1 in March of '88, and he would pretty much become the staple of the NWA. If you could even say the franchise, if you will. He would go on to
Before Shane
suffer
Douglas.
before. Sting would suffer a major knee injury, but would finally defeat Ric Flair for the NWA title for the very first time, June 7th, 1990, at the Great American Bash. Sting's first world championship reign ended January 11th, 1991, when Ric Flair defeated him. In the same month, WCW seceded from the NWA. So we saw a lot of things happen
Don't
in the '91.
don't mean to interrupt you here, but you forgot a big part of Sting's career in 1990.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention Robocop on purpose.
Fucking RoboCop. Like, yeah, what the fuck, man?
At Capital Combat.
RoboCop.
Yeah, this is supposed to be for good shit, Travis, not bad shit, and that's pretty bad.
Those those bars were made of real steel.
Don't lie.
Anyway,
Don't lie to
I'm
these
not talking
people.
about Kevin Nash either. Not talking about Kevin Nash.
Kevin Clash. Fucking
Fuck.
A. In August '91, Sting defeated Steve Austin to win a tournament for the vacated WCW United States Championship. He would hold the title for 86 days before losing it to Rick Rude at Clash of the Champions 17. In '92, Sting would feud with the Dangerous Alliance and Lex Luger. It was during this feud that Sting won the WCW Championship, defeating Luger on February 29th, 1992 at Super Brawl 2. The feud ended when Sting formed Sting's Squadron, consisting of allies Ricky Steamboat, Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham, and Nikita Koloff, to defeat the Dangerous Alliance, which was Rick Rude, Steve Austin, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko, and beautiful Bobby Eaton in a War Games match at Wrestle War in May of '92. That match
Arguably
is actually
the best War Games.
Yep, that match is on our list of matches for this podcast. Pretty good one. Pretty good one. Except for Bobby Eaton trying to put a fucking turnbuckle hook back on. It's kind of fucking stupid when you think about it. But all the men that's in that match, great fucking match. And then pretty much leading up to this point, Sting would defend the WCW title on April 12th, 1992 against Big Van Vader. During that match, Vader splashed Sting, cracking 3 ribs of Sting's and rupturing his spleen, which they talk about in this match.
Yeah. Vader, one of his best adversaries ever.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after this match. Cactus Jack, of course, the other side of the table is Cactus Jack. Mick Foley trained with Dominic DeNucci's wrestling school and debuted in 1983. Foley and several other students also took part in squash matches as jobbers for WWF TV tapings, Primetime Wrestling, and Superstars of Wrestling, where he wrestled as Jack Foley or Nick Foley. In one of these matches, he faced the British Bulldogs, during which the Dynamite Kid clotheslined him and broke his jaw. Ouch.
Fucking Dynamite Kid's a dickhead.
Dude, you see, like they've shown clips of it. It's a pretty brutal fucking clothesline. It's straight right in his jaw.
It's bad. he intentionally did that to him. Like, I don't care what anybody says.
In 1988, he would begin to receive offers from the UWF and Continental, where he began working as Cactus Jack. In November of '88, he would join World Class Championship Wrestling as Cactus Jack Manson, which I get it because he looks like Charles Manson.
Yeah, get it.
He would have a brief stint with WCW, mostly teaming with jobbers. When the jobber would lose the match for the team, Cactus would attack his partner, throw them out of the ring, and deliver his ring apron flying elbow drop onto the concrete floor. Lead bookers Ric Flair, Kevin Sullivan, and other executives were impressed with this to the point that they offered him a contract. Mick Foley talked about it in like great detail that Kevin Sullivan's like, I don't care what happens during the match, as long as at the end you drop that elbow. And Arn also said he was like very famously quoted saying that you won't last to be like what 30 or 40 or something like that in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Because of taking bumps like this. One of his most notable matches at that point, he would go on to take on Bill Mascaris at Clash of the Champions 10. It was during this period that Foley was involved in a car accident that resulted in the loss of his 2 front teeth. I did not know that. I had no idea that's how he actually lost his teeth, was a car crash.
Yep, I read it in his book. It's been a long time ago, but I do remember reading that because everybody thought it was something in wrestling, but it was actually a car accident. And he has the fake teeth, but he doesn't like wearing them.
Yeah,
they feel funny.
If you go back and watch the match with Mil Mascaris, when he takes that bump, it looks like he spits his teeth out. That's where I always thought it was from, because he fucking takes a flat back bump on concrete off the apron. It's pretty sick to watch. But following that short stint with WCW, he would sign with Herb Abrams' Universal Wrestling Federation, aka Tony Khan.
just with better footwear. That's what Herb Abrams had.
Less Vaseline. I get it. In 1991, after a brief stint of working with Global Wrestling Federation, he would return to WCW full-time. On September 5th, 1991, Cactus Jack debuted as a heel and began attacking Sting. After feuds with Van Hammer and Abdullah the Butcher, he would go on to have this match with Sting.
Heavy metal Van Hammer, you son of a bitch. Get it right.
I told Travis before this podcast even started tonight that this is probably going to be the only time we ever mention Van Hammer on this podcast. So he better fucking appreciate it.
I'm going to mention him every time now.
Oh,
God. I'm going to be like, shout out my buddy Van Hammer, who apparently got a DUI and something in Florida, and I think he might have killed a man.
What was his MIA name?
It was private stash, but then he was so upset because he wasn't like a major or corporal or something. He was the lowest member of the total poll, so they changed it to major stash, which doesn't work as good with the weed gimmick. So
No.
you fucked your own gimmick up, you piece of shit. Go steal some real estate in Florida, you douchebag.
Or get a DUI while you do it. Twofer.
Yep.
In 1992, WCW increased their pay-per-views from 6 in 1991 to 7 in 1992. Wrestle War, Super Brawl 1, Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc, Starrcade, and of course, their New Japan special that they did as like the joint show, which would go on to pretty much be Wrestle Kingdom. The
So
newest
Starrcade
pay-per-view,
Japan or something.
they call it like a super show is what they called it. It's like the New Japan WCW super show. The newest pay-per-view would go on to be called Beach Blast. This show was one of the first major events held after Bill Watts was put in charge of WCW and would be the first show where several of Bill Watts' new rules would be enforced. Most notably, there's no fucking mats around the ring, and you see it in this match.
Yeah, he gets his. Yeah, this is pretty evident when Cactus Jack starts hurling his body at concrete, and the dreaded no over the top rope maneuvers, and then you couldn't do top rope moves and bullshit like that. Like Bill Watts stepped back 10 years with some of his rules.
The one thing I like during the Watts administration is I like the ramp. I enjoy the ramp.
I love the ramp.
I think it just adds another element to the show and another place for them to wrestle, and they're elevated up. Looks really cool.
Well, and one of my favorite spots of this match is because of that ramp. How they started out where he Irish rips him in. Yeah. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Bill Watts came out during the open of this pay-per-view saying that both men agreed to the terms of this match. However, Watts also came out in a WCW t-shirt, sweatpants, and a fanny pack. So there's that.
Yeah, I was about to say that sweet ass fanny pack, and they were all black, so it just like matched.
I think his shirt was
come
tucked
on, Bill.
To his sweatpants.
It was. It is. It is.
If you're gonna wear sweatpants, you got to be professional.
And then like he puts over the light heavyweight title, and like he always loved the junior heavyweights, and he's pretty much wanted to suck Danny Hodges' D. That's what it sounded like.
This show would draw 5,000 fans, but only 3,500 would pay. And the show was taking place in Mobile, Alabama.
Weirdest fucking place to have a pay-per-view, which WCW did it a lot. They had a lot of shows in Mobile, Alabama.
The
Clashes even.
The live gate was only $28,000.
Yeah, solid Bill Watt territory money, guys. How much was the merch check? I mean, how much did that merch check? $6? Because it didn't have any merch anybody wanted to buy.
What merch check? the most notable thing about this show, if you notice too, is the entrance set. It looks cool for the time period. Jim Ross and Jesse Ventura wearing their beach wear is fucking hilarious. Jim Ross wearing a beach shirt is great.
With the one button too much buttoned up, so it's like super fucking professional, but yet casual. My favorite part.
He didn't want his taco meat hanging out, man. I get it.
My favorite thing is blonde-haired Tony Schiavone, who looks like he's been doing cocaine for 2 years. Super skinny, standing next to Kendall, Eric Bischoff, as they keep throwing back and forth to him. Like, Jesus.
It is very telling that if you just kind of look at the announcers and everybody involved, that everybody in like 5 years, 6 years from this, about 6 years, 7 years, they're all at a weird place. Like Ross is the head commentator for WWF. Tony's pretty much the lead guy, one of the lead guys on WCW. Eric Bischoff is running the whole fucking show, and Jesse Ventura is the fucking governor of Minnesota.
And Bill Watts is being racist in Louisiana somewhere or Oklahoma at this point.
Yeah, that checks out as well.
Yeah. My favorite I watched some of this pay-per-view, and like Jesse Ventura gets his own open. Like he gets like to sit in the lounge chair, and then all the girls walk him to the commentary desk. Like Jesse Ventura is a big deal, but like no one's wanted to blow Jesse Ventura since Nam, which he always brags about. He was in Nam. He's a Navy SEAL.
Hey, he was in fucking Predator, and he was a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
He got time to bleed, man. He got time to bleed.
This show, of course, is going to be taking place June 20th, 1992.
Ain't got time to bleed.
And this is the first of 2 beach blasts they ever do. They do beach blast this year, next year, and then it turns to Bash at the Beach when Hogan shows up. So,
Brother.
before we get rolling on this one, guys, we're actually going to cut to our ads, and we will be right back with you.
Pew pew.
We believe the mat is sacred. Honor is real. And everything is discussed under pure rules. My name is Ryan, one half of the Wrestling Purist podcast. We review all things wrestling and don't pull any punches. We do an episode every Sunday where we go back and watch a pre-2020s pay-per-view and then talk about it in the segment we call the Retro Review. I also do an episode every Friday morning in our WIN series. WIN just stands for Weekend News. It gives me an opportunity to freely shoot on 10 news topics from the past week. I also do pay-per-view predictions and reactions to large breaking news stories like Tony Khan being the new owner of Ring of Honor Wrestling. You can find us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Check out our Twitter page at the WP_pod. That's THEWP_POD for all updates. Our pinned tweet has other links as well, like our merch store and how to support our show directly. Remember, whether you agree with us or not, we're right, because we are the Wrestling Purists.
Welcome back, guys. So right now, pull up your Peacock app if you want to watch along with us. It is going to be Season 1, Episode 1 of Beach Blast 1992. We're going to start at the 51-minute, 37-second mark. You're going to see Jesse Ventura and good old JR Sassafras with his Rolex on.
Salsa.
All right, guys. Are you ready, Travis?
Oh, I am ready, sir. Let's do this.
Alrighty. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, play, and we're going to start this bad boy. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, my Sassafras.
Pitfalls carrying anywhere on the Gulf Coast, by God.
This is where this is the only time we're going to see Van Hammer on this
Van
fucking
Hammer!
podcast. I wanted to add this just for reference
And
point. You
add-
see Abby the Butcher right there, and it's he fucking pins him.
It's the same
3.
damn mullet fucking Patrick's had for 10 years.
Jesse and JR both say this is Cactus Jack's kind of match. This is very interesting to kind of bring this up, that this is Sting's the WCW champion at this point. However, they never specify that the title is on the line during this match, do they?
Nope, they never mentioned that at all, which I thought was very weird.
Yeah, I thought it was, and not only that, but we're only 50 minutes into an almost 3-hour show, and this is where you're going to put Sting at. It's kind of a weird spot to be.
Also, Jesse Ventura rocking the scarf before everybody else thought it was cool.
And look at that entrance. The entrance is pretty cool. I got to give them that. I think it's fucking cool.
They got Beach Blast carved in the sand. So cool. I do hate that Cactus Jack doesn't have the Mr. Bang Bang music. Mr. Bang Bang.
Yeah, he has like the dun, 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 dun. It's like the gloomiest music ever.
It's Snakeskin when Snakeskin was cool.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, you can tell this is Alabama.
Yeah, you can. Look at Bill Alfonso is also the referee for this match as well.
Yeah, Mr. Ow, I hurt my wrist, pussy ass Bill Alfonso. Here
There
in a
he is. Look
second.
at him. There he is. Look at the mustache.
I
Can you believe that he was
like
he
the
was
little,
a referee for WWF and WCW?
I know, and it's with a short period of time because he shows up in our WWF in '95, and he's part of ECW because that's where we are on Wrestling Ruined. Oh yeah, take it off, Sting.
Down, down.
Bow, bow.
In true fashion, Travis, as we are recording, it is raining.
My computer just told me rain is coming, so totally ready for this.
The WCW title belts there, they start off fucking hot here, man. Look at this. He's gonna go for a hip toss. They toy they're gonna he's gonna hip toss him off the ramp. Fucking backslide.
Some people hate that WCW title. I actually really dug it.
Yeah, I liked it.
This is different.
I think everyone just they have their heart set on the big gold, so it's really hard. Is this the spot you were talking about right here, Travis?
Yep, coming up right here. I love that they use the ropes. I love it.
This is very close to the same gear that Sting wore at Halloween Havoc. I want to say, is it 90? He took on Sid, or is it 91?
Here's where the asshole huts his wrist. You see that? My wrist. Idiot. Here we go.
Oh, Bill Alfonso almost fell off the ramp. Oh, that is rough. Yeah,
stinger splash onto the ropes there.
Dude, the robe that Sting wears out is fucking amazing too. That gold robe.
Oh, here's the first concrete bump. Oh God.
Good God Almighty! Broken in half.
Also, look at young Doug Dillinger back there.
Yeah, I
head
see
of
him.
security.
He starts holding his knee. You can tell he's fucked his knee up in this match, and even the commentary team mentions it that he's fucked it up. Look at that 1, 2 count.
They've been there for literally a minute, and he's already fucked his knee up. It's pretty good.
He took a back body drop on the fucking apron. He's taken just did a swinging neck breaker. I think that's mustard underneath Sting there.
he grabbed the back of his head too, like he had hit it, which they put over on commentary. There's the Bill Watts era, no mats, as we were talking about.
He says, "Yeah." They
also,
took the
these ladies.
God, I'm killing the business.
These ladies in the front row must have won those tickets to bingo or something because they are old as hell.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna hit him with another move off the apron.
Oh!
Goddamn sunset flip, dude! Holy shit!
And he hit his leg on the barricade too. Like he ass first on that concrete. That's gotta hurt. Look at those short shorts on the cameraman. God, fashion in 92.
You gotta be quick and nimble.
Great.
The other guy back there holding the cable, he's wearing some cowboy boots. See those boots he's wearing? Some white boots. Those are some dusty boots.
Ethel's holding the guard.
I see that.
So it doesn't come back on her.
Get him, Stanger, get him.
B-52.
No, I know we're joking, but seriously, man, they are beating the piss out of each other, and it looks really believable. Like I feel like Sting was always kind of the pretty boy, and this is kind of the year where it's kind of starting to change a little bit. He's feuding with Vader. He's feuding with Cactus. He's having a lot of stuff going on. There's those cowboy boots again.
He's getting the
goddamn.
He's getting the vicious. He's getting the big time heels. He's overcoming, sort of like the Undertaker is on the WWF side. He's having to wrestle these guys, but Mick Foley is throwing himself into these guardrails.
Yeah, I have my notes that Cactus is so giving to Sting in this match. He's about to take a fucking suplex on this concrete, and it's gonna fucking hurt. It can't feel good.
You see Sting. You had to see Sting like psyched himself up before he did it. He was like, yeah. And then he did it.
Yeah, they reiterate too in this match that they are no longer using those mats, which the old excuse, the old excuse that I've always been told was it's due to the athletic commission, which is kind of interesting that they kind of just nixed that.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that that's an athletic commission rule. Like, wouldn't you want to protect people the most you can? I don't understand that rule very well, but whatever, Bill Watts.
I'm trying to add up now. How many bumps has he taken on the concrete now? He's taken at least 4? Oh,
I would say it's 4 or 5. No, it's 5 because he just took he threw him over the guardrail onto the concrete. There, so that was number 5. I'm pretty sure.
Oh man,
because he did this. Headbutt.
Okay. I love Cactus's gear too. It's fucking cool.
Yes, that old timey. It's like the cactus is in snake skin, and he's got the leopard print boots. This is cool. Like great Cactus Jack. Like this is what people should remember. Not Lost in Cleveland, Cactus Jack.
And you know what, man? I think I could argue that you could have put the title on him in that feud with Vader. I think you could have done it.
I really think they should have. With everything they had going on with it, they should have done that. Like he could have believably took it off of Sting, and then they had a feud because they haven't. This is, like I said, one of Mick Foley's top 5 matches of his entire career. He is, and it's not even like you said. It's a 12-minute match. It's very quick, but very action packed.
The cool thing about this too is a lot of this stuff is playing into those storylines, like I was talking about. Sting, his ribs being broken from Vader. Cactus is working the ribs. Then Sting starts working over the knee that Cactus hurt earlier in the match. There's a lot of method to the madness going on here, and he's smacking him in the face, and he's actually hyping Sting up.
And he's hitting him too, like it's registering. That's why probably those
God,
elbows there were a little stiff.
Sting's got a great punch. Jesus Christ, looks great.
I mean, I don't know what Jeff's talking about. I think Sting's having a decent match here. I mean, he is punching and kicking a lot, but oh God.
Oh, yeah. I love this spot.
Oh,
it looks so gross. It's actually pretty safe when you think about it, but it looks so effective. He's holding the knee again.
Well, the thing of it is, man, is he did that spot for years. He did it with Undertaker a bunch in '96. He did it with Vader. He's done it with everybody. He's limping like hell though from all these concrete shots.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura puts over Cactus for saying that he puts him over for keeping it in the ring for what they were keeping it in the ring for, and working an actual wrestling match. Oh,
That's the one thing about this match I would probably give it a little shit for, is they bill it as a Falls Count Anywhere on the Gulf Coast, and they never leave the ringside area. They never go anywhere besides the ramp. But I get it. But to bill it as that is kind of especially after they showed the Van Hammer match at the beginning before the match ever started.
Man, I think you should have put the title on the line in this match. It would have meant so much more.
I mean, what would have mattered? Sting wins anyway. Spoiler. But
yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense that it's a pay-per-view. You already have this match. You know, your draw right now is the U.S. title with Steamboat and Rude, but still, like, oh man, good chair shots. They look effective, but you can tell like he's not too, like, fully blasting them with it.
He's pulling them a little bit. Well, you got to think this is '92. You're not seeing a lot of chair shots in '92 on the big stages. Like, you got to think like this is probably one of the first times you're seeing a lot of chair shots, even in WCW.
Oh man.
So
God damn it.
They mean more.
Oh. Jared calls that a belly to back suplex. In reality, it's a back body drop. But god damn, man, that's like what, number 6 or 7 that he's taking on concrete.
Yes, that's number 7 because you kind of got to count him going over the rope there because he hits his knees. But man, JR does a lot of screaming in this match. I didn't realize how much he yelled in this match until I watched this second time. But JR is in his element again, same as he was last episode.
That was cool that he kind of did a crucifix pin right there on the outside, like something you wouldn't think that you would see.
I don't know if you just noticed that, but Doug Dillinger was just looking at him, like shaking his head, like, "Fuck you guys, I'm not doing that."
Oh goddamn!
Oh god!
He sells it. He's selling the ribs. He's selling the ribs. They continue to put over, his ribs. Vader fucked up really good. Which, thinking about it, was Vader even on this show?
I don't think so. No. I will say though, Sting could have grabbed the ribs there and helped sell them a little better. If you want to take something away from Sting.
And they also show here, he kind of gives a bad pile driver, but they actually put over the reason why it was a bad pile driver was because he was selling the knee.
Yep. They covered it. They covered for him there. So it may have looked like a botch, but then again, they covered it. It makes sense. Which JR knows what Bill Watts wants because he's dealt with Bill Watts before this when he was the commentator for the Mid-South and UWF. This is crazy to me that he's about to do this to himself on concrete.
What's
that
number
fucking hurt his knees. Like
number 8?
8. 9 if you count the pile driver. And him falling his ass on the ground.
Holding that knee. Sting, you can tell, man. Sting's giving it his all in this match. Like, they're both being very giving. Cactus a little bit more so than Sting, which, I mean, that's kind of his job out there, is make Sting look like $1 million.
There's those chops Jeff Hall hates.
God.
There's a fall on the ramp, which can't be much better than the concrete. Mick Foley tells a story real quick. That Magnum TA was over at Talent at this time, and they were discussing like contracts and stuff, and he said he was discussing his number, and he said, well, maybe we'll have the chance to make that in a couple years, Mick. And he's like, Magnum, you've seen the way I wrestle. I might not have a couple of years left in me. So he essentially got the money he wanted by saying, hey, I'm probably not going to be wrestling in a few years if we keep wrestling this way.
Yeah, he makes a good point, but what they just did right there was really cool. Sting was about to put Cactus in the Scorpion Deathlock and on the ramp, and Cactus just rolls right off it. It was really cool. I mean, Sting was lighting his ass up with that chair too, hit him in the knee and everything.
Yep. I dug that. It was a way to effective way to get it out. Double arm DDT, double arm DDT, the right way to do a double arm DDT. Fuck you, John Moxley.
One, two.
Look, do you see how Alfonso's like not hitting the fucking ramp though? He's like, like
yeah,
he's not touching.
He's done something wrong here.
He's timid.
I'll tell you something.
This is cool.
Here comes the finish. The crowd, dude, ate this match up from the start to finish. Like it was amazing. Look at great flying clothesline from the top rope onto the ramp. 1, 2, 3. Stinger wins. I still say you put the title on the line in this match.
Yeah, I will say, like, to me, when I'm thinking about when I watched this the first time, the finish kind of came out of nowhere to me. Because if you think about it, Sting doesn't really hit any of his signature moves. He never hits Stinger Splash. He goes for the Scorpion one time, but like it was more of a brawl. So, and then Cactus is up, so it kind of helps save him a little bit too. That he kind of just got caught off guard with that clothesline.
See, it's cool he's holding the title belt right here, but it would have meant so much more if they were like, "Oh, he retained the title."
And we're getting replays here. Watch Bill Alfonso's face. He even looked like he tried to grab Cactus there, like to help him. Their replays suck. They only showed 2 moves after Cactus beat his body to hell in this match. For a 12-minute
Bill
match,
Watts was there wasn't a replay at all.
Yeah, I will say for 12 minutes, he put his body through more probably punishment than anybody else does in a 12-minute match, unless you're GCW and you're busting light tubes over your head.
Man, and that is that match. Jesus, that match was great. It fucking flew through it too.
God, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about the match. It doesn't seem like it is 12 minutes because they never stop. There's no rest spots. There's no, count to 10, get up thing. Like I said, the only knock I have against it is for it to be billed as anywhere on the Gulf Coast. They didn't really go anywhere but the ringside area, but it was violent enough to keep your mind off of that aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time, Mick Foley, we kind of talked about it, consider this match the best he's ever had. And then I think it kind of goes from there to the matches he has with Vader, to the matches he has with Shawn Michaels at Mind Games, which I believe both those matches are on our list as well.
Yep. And the Mind Games match is another match, man, that just has a screwy finish, but it's a damn good match.
It makes sense because both guys, Mick was the new character. He's feuding with Taker. You can't make him look weak. Shawn's your champion. He can't lose. Can't make him look weak. I get it. But at the same time, a main event of a pay-per-view, you gotta fucking go. Still blows my mind that this match is this low down in the card. I get that, we're going to get an Iron Man match against Steamboat and Rude later on, but still,
you could have put that title on the line, made it the main event though, and it still would have sent the crowd home happy because Sting won regardless. Like that to me doesn't make sense. Why not even put the title on the line? Because I don't know if it's a Bill Watts rule. It's got to be under a sanctioned rules or whatever.
That could be it. That sounds like something Watts would have made a big fuss about.
Fucking Bill Watts.
I do feel like that we are seeing a new edge to Sting coming out of this match, which we do see later on. Like I was saying with Cactus Jack and Shawn, that's pretty much the same reason he was put in there with Shawn. And you got to think Jim Ross had a hand in that as well.
Oh, yeah, because he saw what Mick Foley, Cactus Jack did with the likes of Sting and Vader. And Sting needed that edge when you think about the feud he's going to have with Vader throughout 92, 93. Like, that is the whole of WCW in 92. And WCW in this era, I mean, we talked about it with our buddy Brandon, that this is an era of WCW that slept on, and there's
Yes.
a lot of good wrestling action, and they have a great roster, but it's just bogged down by Bill Watts's decision making. Like, people give that shit, but Bill Watts had a great pool of talent, and knew how to use them.
I
He
think I
did
put
run
in
the
our group.
Steiners off though, so he
Yeah,
can't
you're
even
right.
fuck himself on that.
And like Hogan said, he would never come if it was ran by Bill Watts. It's just kind of a funny thing that Hogan has flat out said during interviews. I think I said in our group chat was that 92, 93 WCW slept on. I remember when the WWE network became a thing, the first thing I watched was WCW in 93. I watched all the pay-per-views through 93 because love it or hate it, man, it was really good. And I do think if they would have had the production quality that they had in 96, 97, people would look back on this era of WCW in a whole different way.
Because you gotta look at it, man. A lot of these WCW 92, 93 pay-per-views, the tapes are hard to find. Some of them aren't even on tape. Super Brawl 3 is not a VHS tape that you can buy. They had the Bulldog, and the Bulldog was on top of his game in this era for them. They had Rick Rude, who to me should have been WCW champion as well. I mean, he did a great job holding the US title, but you just look at that talent pool they had,
Dude,
and it's hard to debate it.
Steamboat, Rude, the Blondes. You had Arn
Dustin
Anderson,
Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes. Flair comes back in 93. Bulldog, Sting, Sid, Vader, Cactus. You have Ron Simmons there. You have all these guys, man. The Steiner brothers, were originally there in 92. And then, of course, like we just said, Bill Watts kind of ran them off. But I mean, here's the fucking thing. Like, they had the talent. If they just didn't have the production quality to make it look like the product WWF was putting on.
Yeah, because if you look at it on the other channel, you've got Repo Men and Alligator Hunters and Tax Men and Beverly Brothers and Natural Disaster. I mean, everything's so gimmicky over there.
To be fair, the match before this was Marcus Alexander Bagwell and Greg Valentine. So there's that.
But the right man won. The right man won. Greg Valentine made it that bitch ass Buff Bagwell tap out. Rookie of the year, 3 years running, bitch. 3 years running, bitch. Rookie of the year.
You don't understand working. You don't understand working. The aftermath, really quick. Sting would go on to lose the WCW title to Vader a month later at Great American Bash, which is weird to think that the Great American Bash, is after Beach Blast, because I've had it so accustomed in my head that Great American Bash was like in June, and then in July they did Bash of the Beach, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. Cactus Jack would soon transfer into a fan favorite in the following months after engaging in feuds with Paul Orndorff, Harley Race, and then Big Van Vader. So from 92 into 93, he becomes a face. He has that huge feud with Vader. They do nothing with it. They squander it all away, and he pretty much is about to retire, and then goes to ECW in Japan and makes a name for himself. Make a name for yourself, kid. Says Frank.
Make yourself famous.
Guys, that was a fun episode. That was a really action-packed match, and that being the second time I watched it this week, it holds up. It is pretty fucking good. Like, I would enjoy the shit out of that on any pay-per-view now.
Hopefully, we did it justice for good old Scott. It's definitely a really good match. Something that if you want to see some early Mick Foley, to see why he became the star he became, this is a good match to show people. And it also shows that Sting can have an edge, and he would carry that on. It also becomes the basis of their TNA feud later when Mick Foley goes to TNA. Like, they talk about this match, and their feud they had that kind of put Sting on the map is the way they played it out. So it's definitely a great match in both men's careers, and a good point in WCW 92 to show that, hey, our world champion can be tough and not be just the flamboyant surfer that all the kids love.
Yeah, I agree. I still say Bleach Blonde Sting greater than Crow Sting, which Crow Sting definitely outlasted the surfer gimmick. Surfer Sting was fucking cool. We grew up in that time period. Surfer Sting was fucking cool.
Think of one thing. Think of a young fat fuck Scott, dyed blonde hair with Sting paint on. You know it fucking happened. You know it fucking happened.
He's the man.
Count Sting.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and do our wheel of names, and it's gonna randomize our next match that we're gonna cover. I think it's over like 160 something matches now. I added a ton of NXT matches that I wanted to cover on this. And let's get to it. Spin this bitch.
Alicia Fox Molina. Alicia
Spin
Fox
the wheel,
Molina.
make the
Let's
deal.
go.
Spin the wheel,
Spin
make
the wheel.
the deal.
Make the deal.
Spin the wheel, make
Yeah.
the deal. And it is, oh, buddy, the mega powers are gonna explode on the podcast. So we're getting Hulk Hogan thinking against the Macho Man Randy Savage for the WWF title for WrestleMania 5. Holy shit, just the promos alone, the build alone to this match is gonna be fun to cover.
The year-long build, the lust in your eyes. Hogan.
He
this
had
is-
lust in his eyes. He did.
He did. That lower touch on her lower back was definitely sexual. Was not friendly, very sexual. But just the build, man, like you learned so much about it when we listened to Bruce Pritchard's talking about the mega powers and stuff. But the tag team, the jealousy, Hogan not being champion, Macho Man losing his shit on Saturday night's main event and almost knocking Liz off the gurney and all this other stuff, man. Like it's a fun ride to get to that point. And it's also probably one of Hulk Hogan's golden era best matches because Randy Savage wasn't having a stinker at Mania. I can tell you that right now.
No, and I agree with that 100%. The build alone makes this match worth watching. But then, especially when the mega powers officially explode, I've already just in my head gone through all the promos, and I'm going to add to this episode just because I'm already just kind of chomping at the bits about it. I know there's a promo. Yeah, the lust in your eyes.
In your eyes promo is great. And it may like as a kid, like a teenager watching it back, I didn't quite understand. I was like, oh, whatever. Then the older you get, like, this is some good fucking storytelling.
Well, I think something
for
we're going to
1989.
Yep, you're right.
90.
89.
Not 89. Yep.
Yeah, because 90 Warrior wins it at 6. Yeah, the thing that I've noticed just thinking back, and we've talked about this just going back and forth, watching little things. Like I know they do little like what is it, the like best of WWE, and they'll have like best Mania matches, and Hogan and Macho were on there, and just kind of talking about the promos. And if you kind of think about it, Hogan kind of comes off as the heel, and Macho kind of comes off as the face, because Hogan says, I believe he says something along the lines of, I put my Hulkamaniacs on hold to do the mega powers, and this is how you treat me, kind of thing. And yeah, he had lust in his eyes.
Well, I will say, like, when the WWE Network was first started and they used to have their own programming, there used to be a show called WrestleMania Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the matches they covered.
That may be what I'm
they have
thinking
a bunch of superstars. Yeah, a bunch of stars talk about it and everything. Like this match it's one of the big reasons that WrestleMania was a success in the late 80s, because they did it at Trump Tower.
2 years in a row.
Yep. Yeah. And that whole Randy Savage arc from winning the belt to losing it to Hogan is just a masterful year of storytelling for the Macho Man. And going back on it now, man, I look at Macho Man as the face. You tried to steal that man's woman, and then you're after his title belt that you tried to give to him because you were going off making movies and shit. Like the way you tried to play it off is, I needed somebody I could trust to hold the belt. Then why the fuck were you in the tournament at WrestleMania 4? I mean, there's a lot of story to this, and it's going to be great to research it and watch some of these shows and pick up some nuggets of information to pass along to you guys.
Macho's gear is top notch at this show as well, which always at big shows, Macho had the fucking gear that ruled. So I'm really excited about this. Travis, before we go, man, do you have anything big you want to talk about?
Man, just find me on eBay at TGL the Man 12, selling some stuff. If you want to buy WrestleMania 5, I'm pretty sure I got a copy of it up there. Mega Powers Explode. Also, we have another podcast called Wrestling Ruined with our buddy Brandon. Brandon A. Lene from Canada A. So we'll soon be covering a Monday Night Raw, and I get to do my favorite segment called Let's Get Extreme, where I talk about the shitty month that is ECW in June of '95. So looking forward to that, and passing on back over to you for some NGW news.
Yeah, guys, in my spare time, I help book and promote wrestling shows. We actually have a wrestling show coming up this Sunday night, October 16th, in our return to Newport, Tennessee. Johnny Curtis, Dirty Dango, Fandango, taking on NGW champion Matt Cross. Dalton Castle and the boys are going to be in action. Speedball Mike Bailey, former X Division champion, going to be in action against Facade. Pretty stout little card there. I know we got JTG's in the house, taking on Logan Easton LaRue for the NGW Eastern States Championship. Dylan McQueen and Sugar Dunkerton. There's a pretty good amount. Ricky Morton even said great card today, so I take that as a compliment from Ricky Morton. But definitely check us out.
I'll also be in attendance with a little merch table for myself. So you guys want to buy some wares or just tell me how my opinions on wrestling suck, I would be great to tell you that you're wrong and that I'm better than you. So it'd be great to do that too.
Definitely check us out on all social media platforms at NextGenTN. Get tickets at nextgentn.net/tickets. Also, Wrestling Ruined. You can find us on the Project Louder Network on all social media platforms, Spotify, iTunes. It's pretty much all over the place, and on social media at Wrestling Ruined. But until next time, guys, until we bring the mega powers exploding, I am your host, Eddie, along with
Travis Lassiter.
And we will see you guys next week.